So this is our first query of today. Write a query that will identify returning active users. Returning active users. A returning active user is a user that has made a second purchase within 7 days of any other of their purchases. Output a list of user IDs of these returning active users. So here they have given us the table Amazon Amazon transactions table. So let me first select. I have already created the table and inserted the data into the same. So let me do order by user ID and created it. So if you see over here, one user has uh, purchased the different items, right? One user has purchased the different items on different date. Now we need to identify the returning active users. It means that any particular user has purchased the item on item within 7 days of their first purchase. Any user any user has purchased the second item on or within 7 days of their first purchase. So this is we can call as a returning active user. Returning active user. Now we need to identify the same. So if you see over here from this data, and one more thing is the item should be different. It should not be the same item within 7 days. So if it is a bread, like on the first day it is a bread, then it should be not equal to bread in within 7 days. So let me see over here if 100 is there, right? So bread is purchased on 7/3. Now again 100 user ID has purchased a different item within 7 days. So this should be our active user, right? Then if you see over here 101. So 101 has purchased the two different items. Sorry, same item, and that is also not within 7 days. So this will not be our output. So 101 will, sorry, 100 come, 101 will not come, right? It should be not come in output. Now 102 has only single record. So 103 will come, but 102 will not come because 102 has only a single record. So 102 will not come, 103 should come. Now we need to, I have already created this table. In that ID, user ID, item, created date and revenue is column is there. I have already inserted the data into the same. Now what I have done over here, so if you see over here, this is just a simple selection of all the data from the table. But now in this entire part will be encapsulated in one city. Now what I want to compare, I want to compare that the same user ID has purchased the another item within 7 days. So over here we have taken all the columns, right? But now in and this will be part of our city. Now again I am joining the same table over here. Amazon transaction, same table. with which column? With user ID, only single column. With user ID column, and then I am checking that this one's created date should be between should be between our original tables created date, and we need to add 7 days into the same, so that here dated function is used, and in the dated this is it, how many days. So here there will be different parameters like day, hour, millisecond, minute, month. If you want to month, add month, or second, weekday, or year. But I want to add day, 7 days into the created date, right? Created at. So this date should be between this date should be between uh, this one's created date and end. We need to add 7 days into the same, right? And one more thing is, whichever item it has purchased over here, that should not be the same item. So this city dot item not equal to this one user usr dot item. So item should be different. So now if I run this query, so as I have already mentioned over here, if you see over here, 10100 should come in our output, then 101 should not come in our output, right? Because let me copy this data and run this query again. So 100 will come because bread and banana both are different items, and it has purchased within the 7 days, right? Then 101 it has same item, so it should not come, right? Then again 102 has only single item, so again it should not come. Then 103 is one item bread and one item milk, and it has purchased within 7 days, so it should come, right? So 103 is coming. Then 104 will not come, 105 will not come, because item is same, right? So this should be our output. If you see the query, and now this is a second method. In the second method, we are doing the same table join with two times, right? Same table join with two times, with again joining condition will be the same, because here also in the city part also, here also we are joining with user ID, and also here we are joining with user ID. And what we are checking over here, item will be not the same between the first first one and second one. And then we are checking that retaining retain user created at between first user created date and 7 days of plus 7 days of that first user created date. So this should be between these two dates. And order by we this, that is also same thing. Order by this column user ID, and here we are selecting distinct record. So it will again give the same output. Here also 14 records are showing, and here also 14 records are showing. Now let me know if you have any query in this question. You can speak. I think you can speak or write in the chat message if you have any query. So again over here we are doing with two different methods. One is city, we have used the common table expression, and over here we have used the simple join conditions only. But we are joining the same table twice. And because of first item should be not similar to the second item bought within 7 days. So that we have write this condition, right? Are you clear, guys? You can write in the chat message. Then we will move to the second query. Okay. Now let's move to the second query. So this query has been asked in TikTok SQL interview question, and this is regarding sign up activation rate. So new TikTok users sign up with their emails. New TikTok users sign up with their emails. They confirm them sign up by replying to the text confirmation to activate their account. Users may receive multiple text messages for the account confirmation until they have confirmed their new account. A senior analyst is interested to know the activation rate of specified users in the email table. Write a query to find the activation rate and round the percentage to two decimal places. And email table contains the information of user sign up details, and text table contains users activation information. So here they have given two different tables, email table and text table. So in the email table, email ID, user ID and sign up date has been given, right? And in the text table, text ID, email ID and sign up action is given. So here if you see over here, confirmed and not confirmed, there are two different sign up action are there. One is confirm and one is not confirm. So here we need to find the activation rate, that how many total users are there, and from that how much has done the confirmation, how many of them has done the confirmation. So if you see over here, here what we have done, here we have done the simple join between email table and text table, and we are counting the user ID in the email table. So let me first select the data from the emails table. So these are the data. You can see over here total 6 records are there, right? 6 records are there in the email table, and this email ID will be common column in the text table. And in from that, out of this 6 record, two are confirmed. So what is the ratio? What is the activation rate? It should be 2 divided by 6, right? 2 divided by 6. Let me try to do. It is 0. Okay. 0.00, 0.00. Okay, actually it is 0.33, right? 0. So out of total 6 user IDs, only 2 user has done the confirmation, that you can see over here in the table over here, right? So 2 divided by 6 should be our answer, 0.33. Now how we can, if you see over here, this is the first city right? This is the first city. In the first city, I am just counting how many total users are there when we are doing the join between email table and text table. So if you see over here, there are total 6 users are there, right? Now I this is my first city. This is my first city. Now in the second city, what I am doing, I am just calculating from out of six users, how many has done the email confirmation, right? How many has done the email confirmation? So if you see over here, out of these 6 users, only 2 users has done the email confirmation. Rest of the 4 are not confirmed. Now what we need to do? This should be our second city. Simple, right? This should be our first city. This should be our second city. Now what we need to do? Now we need to do confirmed users, confirmed user. How many of them are confirmed? 2 are confirmed, right? And divided by total users. That should be our rate. But now if I execute this one, it is not giving me the proper output, right? Because integer divided by integer is somehow it is eliminating the point after point condition, point decimal places, because of it is mentioned as integer. So that over here I have done all these things. So let me try it step by step. Okay, let me remove this one and uncomment this one. So here what I have done, I have first cast the confirm user to decimal, 2 places into the decimal value, from integer to decimal value in 2 places. Then same thing over here, to total users I have done the same thing to total users. Then again I am rounding the answer entire answer by 2, and then again I am casting it to 5 2 decimal places. Then if I run this query, it will give me the exact output which is required, 0.33. This one is wrong one. Let me remove this. So 0.33 is our answer. We have already seen it over here, right? Because we want only 2 decimal places. uh, 2 decimal places I have done over here. All these activities, count, round, function, then casting into the decimal, all these things. Now let me know if you have any query or question in this solution. Does anyone any query, or they are clear with the solution? Hello? Everyone are clear? Okay, 1 minute. Okay. So this is the our second query. Actually, you should able to. This is again we have used the multiple city, right? Multiple city over here. I have used three cities, and then in the final answer I am retrieving from city three. And over here in the above one, we have used the two different cities. So this is the use case scenario of multiple cities. In the analysis portion, we are using many a times these kind of scenarios. Then let me move to the next question. This query has been asked in Microsoft, guys, and it is question related to super cloud customer. So understand the question first. A Microsoft Azure super cloud customer is defined as a company that purchases at least one product from each product category. Write a query that effectively identifies the company ID of such super cloud customers. So here they have given us the table customer contracts and products table. Customer contracts and products table. I have already inserted the data into the same. So let me select the data from the customer contracts and products table. So 1 minute. Here understand the question, guys. Here we have different product categories are given. And we want to identify the customers those have purchased at least one product from all the different categories. And that should be our super cloud customer. So if you see over here in the both the tables, customer ID, product ID and amount is given, then that same product ID is given in the products table, and over here different product categories are given. Analytics category, then containers category, compute category. I think only three categories are given. So we want to identify those customer we who has purchased at least minimum one product from analytics category, then one product from containers category, and one product from compute category. So one is two analytics, then one is five compute, and then okay. So here what we are doing, here also we are using the concept of multiple city. Here also we are using the concept of multiple city. Now, now if you see over here, let me just trying to copy this data into the Excel file. And array, and then copy this data into the Excel file. So now if you see over here, this, let's take the random example of customer ID 7, right? Customer ID is 7. If you see customer ID 7 is coming over here, then coming over here, customer ID 7 is purchase total 3 product ID, right? Now we need to check this product ID is coming under which category. So let me jump to the products table. So this is the 1, this is the 3, and this is the 6. So if you see over here, this one product ID has analytics product category, then 3 has containers product category, and 6 has complete product category. So customer ID 7, customer ID 7 is our super cloud customer. Now let me try to identify for the 2. So 2 is coming for the 2. So 2 means analytics. Okay. Now 2 is coming where? 2 is coming only over here. And that is 5. 5 means compute. But now 2 has not purchased any product from the containers category. 2 has not purchased any product from the containers category. So 2 should be not our super cloud customer. Now let's move to the 3. So 3 is done 1. So 1 means analytics. Then 3 is not coming at all. So 3 will be not our answer. Now 4. 4 1 means analytics. Now 4 is coming over here. 4 5 means compute. But 4 is not purchased anything from the containers category, right? So understand, right? Now how we are solving this SQL query? So first of all, I have found how many distinct product categories are available with us in the products table. So in the products table, we have total analytics, container, and compute. Total 3 different distinct product category are available, right? Now we want to join the same thing. We Now what we are doing? This is our first city, right? This is our first city. Now in the second city, what we are doing? Okay, we are doing the count of distinct product category customer ID wise. So let me see over here. So it should be 3, right? It should be 3. Count of distinct product category should be 3, because over here what? Over here it is 3. All the categories has must purchase one item from all categories. So that over here customer contracts table joining with products table based on product ID, and then count of distinct category should be 3. So now this PT, now in the final one, what we are doing? In the final one, we are matching this city means this one is coming as 3, right? And this is also coming as 3. So we are joining this one PT with city over here. If you see over here, PT with city. This is city 2. And now we are just identifying customer ID. So if you see over here, we want only this one who has total distinct category equal to 3. So 7 should be our answer. So now if I run this query, I will found seventh one, that should be our super cloud customer, which I have also explained over here. Customer ID is 7. So now, are you guys able to digest the approach? Approach is the main important thing. Understand the question and then how to move towards the solution of the question. That is very important over here. Now let me know if you have any query. You are getting this approach, right? You can speak over here, or you can.
Yeah, Harshit, it's understandable.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Now let's move to the next question. Card launch success. So this question is basically asked in the JP Morgan Chase SQL interview. So your team at JP Morgan Chase is soon launching a new credit card, and you are asked to estimate how many cards you will issue in the first month. Before you can answer this question, you want to first get some perspective on how well new credit card launches typically do in their first month. Write a query that outputs the name of the credit card and how many credit cards will issue in its launch month. The launch month is the earliest record in the monthly card issue table for a given card. Order the result starting from the biggest issued amount. So here we have one table they have given us monthly card issued, and it has two different credit cards are there. One is Chase Sapphire Reserve and one is Chase Freedom Flex. So now let me select the data from the table. So if you see over here, what by which approach I have done, I have used the row number function. We can use the any rank or we can use the dense rank function as well. So now what is our requirement? Our requirement is the we want to identify the card name, issued amount, which is which is amount in the very first month of its launch, or we can say that earliest launch month and year. So if you see over here, I think this should be one. This should be, and in this case, this should be. So this should be our output. So what I have done over here, I have done the row number over partition by card name, because we have total two different card names are given, right? And we want to identify by both of the card names related details. So that I have done the partition by card name, order by issue year and issue month. So now let me let me select the data from this. Now what is it is giving? It is giving us another rank column. So in that, if you see over here, 1,50,000. So it is basically ordering by issue year and issue month, and by default it is ascending order, so that minimum of issue year should come first and minimum of issue month should come first. So over here, let me take the month as well. And now execute the data. So got it right, guys. This one is our first one, minimum of issue year and month, and this is in the Chase Freedom Flex, minimum of issue year and month. So now we want to select RK equal to 1 only, right? So we cannot directly write over here where RK equal to 1, that I have explained yesterday also, because RK is no particular column. Because of this reason, what we can do encapsulate this entire block into the CT, and then we can write RK equal to 1 and order by issued amount. So as I have said, this is our output, 1,50,000 in Chase Sapphire Reserve and Chase Freedom Flex 55,000. Now I have one question for you guys. Can we use over here in place of city? Can we use subquery over here? Can anyone tell me?
Yes, you can use it.
Okay, how?
Uh,
I think you are on mute. Okay.
Hello,
Hello.
am I audible?
Yes, yes.
I'm telling that we'll put the means the statement outside of city in place of city.
Okay, then.
Then maybe this one can happen.
Now what? This is our first result, right? Now we want to
Now
select.
we'll write we'll remove city and we'll write from this one
Okay, I
from.
have taken this entire block
Hmm.
outside cities only.
Okay.
Let me. Now what we have to do? Select star from. Now this entire table will be our one table, right?
And then we'll write where t dot
T dot
rk
RK
equal to 1.
equal to 1. Now let me select. Exactly, perfect. And now if we don't want the RK column, then this column we have to write it manually in place of star. So this is the replacement of city. Both will give us the same result set, right? So in this question, everything is clear, guys. We are analyzing the card launch analysis on its first month of both of the credit card. Everything is clear, right? Now let me jump to the next question. So this is the next pharmacy analytics question. CVS Health is trying to better understand its pharmacy sales and how well different drugs are selling. Write a query. Write a query to find the top two drugs sold in terms of units sold for each manufacturer. So whenever you see guys like this kind of terms, like each product category or each manufacturer, at the same time you have to just click in your mind that, that this will become our partition by clause. Manufacturer or product category will become our partition by clause. Now let's see the table. Create table pharmacy sales. Product ID is given, unit sold is given, total sales is given, COGS is given. COGS means cost of goods sales. Cost of goods sales. Then manufacturer and drugs is given. I have already inserted the data into the same. All this data I have already inserted. Now let me select the data from the table. It is 182 rows. Product ID, units sold, total sales, cost of goods sales, manufacturer, and drug. Now, as I have already told, we have to do partition by manufacturer because we want write a query to find the top two drugs sold in terms of units sold for each manufacturer. So now let me come again to the down partition by manufacturer and then order by units sold. So over here we want top two drugs sold based on the units sold. So if you see over here, units sold column is given, right? So let me do order by over here. Order by manufacturer, units sold, and then run the query. And also this should be descending. So if you see over here, this should be in this category. Now what will be the next category? As we are considering units sold. So this should be our second result set. Now again jump to the next one, next category. This should be our third result set. So let me let me here also we have used the row number. We can use dense rank function as well over here. There is no issue. Partition by manufacturer and order by units sold. So you have to just identify this thing is important guys. By which column we have to do partition by and by which column we need to do order by and whether we need to do order by descending or order by ascending, that should be important. Now here we want highest units sold as first row, then second highest as second row. That's why we have done over here descending. But now what if we require the minimum of order date as first row and then second minimum order date as second row? Then over here we should not use descending, right? So now This will be simple. Now over here, RK less than equal to 2. So top 2 means first 2 will be come from each manufacturer wise. So let me execute this data. So see over here, manufacturer ABV, that what I have written over here, same thing, right? Then AstraZeneca, so banana, boat, and Miralax. Then what I have written, Bayer. Then this I then this one is coming as second one. So this two column is only our requirement. If any other column is also requirement, then we can write over here additionally. There is no issue. Like units sold we want. If we want units sold, then we can write units sold over here and units sold will also come. That is what exactly same thing over here coming, right? 189925. So these are the most important concepts in our we are using in our day-to-day life, like ranking functions, cities, multiple cities, derived query. If you see over, I think I have closed that query. Okay.
कंप्यूटर
So then
कंपोनेंट ऑडियो लेवल टेक्निकल चेक करूंगा क्या चेक करना है
please go on mute, guys.
जाओ लो लैपटॉप लो तुम्हारा लैपटॉप
So if you see over here, this concept is known as subquery. Then this concept is also known as derived table, and then this concept is also known as inline view in Oracle, because inline view in Oracle means when we write subquery inside the from clause of a select statement, then it is considered as inline view. So now let me know, guys, if you have any query. Let me unmute.
आधा घंटा हम लोग आने का ही घंटा है फैन ऑन करो लाइट ऑन करो
So
पीछे वहाँ पे
Nupur, please go on mute, Nupur.
या हर्षित
Yes, yes.
yeah today na my other system is creating problems so I have
You can write in the chat box if you have any doubt.
right okay
Okay, okay. Now let me know others if you have any doubt till now in any of the query. You can write or speak. Everything is clear, right? This queries part you are enjoying, right, guys? These are very interesting queries and which is asked in real time scenarios. So now let me, I think this one is, we have already resolved, right? Pharmacy related. Okay. So now let me jump to the next question. Assume you are given a table containing, it's say user transaction. Write a query that retrieves the customers whose first transaction was valued at $50 or more. Whose first transaction is $50 or more. Output the total number of users who meet this criteria. So here they have given us the user transactions table, transaction ID, user ID, spend, and transaction date column are there. So if you select the data from this user transaction, these are the data. Now what is our requirement? We require, we want to identify how many total users has done the first transaction which is greater than $50. How many users or which user ID has done the first transaction which is greater than $50, and we want to count the particular all the distinct user IDs. So now let me do order by user ID, then transaction date. So if you see over here, 111, this is our data, right? So I think 111, this will not satisfy the criteria. Now 145, 156, 156 should satisfy our criteria. So this one, then 179 is not satisfying. This one will satisfy our criteria. And this one is satisfy our criteria. So if I run this query, our output should be 3, because now let me explain you. This 111 has done the first transaction which is less than $50, right? This is the first transaction, transaction number 1, but not greater than $50. So it should be not our result. Now 156. So this is transaction number 1 for user ID 156, and which is greater than $50. So it is satisfying our criteria. Now directly jump to the 180 user ID. This is the transaction one of 180 user ID which is greater than $50. So again this is satisfying our criteria. So now what we are doing over here in the query, we are again using the rank function. Sometimes rank, sometimes dense rank, sometimes row number. So now again we are using rank function, partition by user ID. We want to check by all the user ID, how many user IDs are there, right? And order by transaction date ascending. If I do not write over here ascending, then also it is fine, because ascending is by default order. Whenever we want to mention or we want to sort the data based on the descending, then only we need to write descending. But in case of ascending, we write or we do not write, both are same, right? Now let me select this data. So this is giving 1, 2, 1, 1. So based on the user ID, it will generate this first transaction column. Now again 1 4 5 1. 1 5 6 coming three times. So 1 2 partition by user ID, order by transaction date. Okay, this there should be same transaction date. Let me write it over here. You got it, guys. It is same transaction date for 156 in 442022 to 442022. That is why it is giving us the same one rank, and then next time it is skipping the rank 2 and it is giving 3 over here. So now what is my require? I require the first transaction only. So if I use rank, in place of rank, if I use row number, then also no problem. If I use dense rank, then also no problem, because I want first transaction only, and that is also T dot spend should be greater than $50. T dot spend should be greater than $50, and I want transaction one only. So now let me select over here star. So if you see over here, these are all the required transaction 156, then this one, and this one. But now what I want? I want how many total users. Write a query that retrieves the customers whose first transaction value output the total number of users who meet this criteria. Total number of users. So, so one, this is one user, this is again 156. So it will come only one time 156. It should be distinct. Then 180 and 286. So now what I have to do? Now I have to do in place of this star count of distinct user ID. Simple. My answer is 3. Total 3 users are meeting the criteria which has done the first transaction which is greater than $50. So clear, guys, in this question. In this question everything is clear, right? Let me know if you have any doubt. Question. This is our final question of the day. So Photoshop revenue analysis. This question is asking Adobe SQL interview question. Adobe company. So for every customer that bought Photoshop, return a list of the customers and the total spent on all the products except for Photoshop products. Sort your answer by customer IDs in ascending order. So over here I have one table, Adobe transactions table is given. In that customer ID, product and revenue column is given. I have already inserted the data into the same. Now what is my requirement? So I want for every customer that bought Photoshop. For every customer that bought Photoshop, return a list of the customers and the total spent on all the products except for Photoshop products. So now, first of all, we need to identify the customer ID who has bought the Photoshop. Customer ID who has bought the Photoshop. So 123 and 913. Now, what I have to do, I have to find the revenue of these two customers. But but apart from that Photoshop product revenue, apart from that Photoshop product revenue, that is what it is mentioned over here. For every customer that bought Photoshop. So for that we have find two customers who has bought Photoshop. But now I want to find the revenue means total spent on all the products apart from the Photoshop product. So now what I have to do, I just need to do sum of revenue customer ID where customer ID in where customer ID in means it means only these two customer ID who has bought Photoshop we need to consider. So now let me select the data from the table. Now 123 has done the Photoshop, right? So this will be considered. This will be considered in our output, and 234 is not by Photoshop. This one is not by Photoshop. 913 is by the Photoshop. But I want revenue of this 123 and 913. So apart from the Photoshop, so it should be 150, right? 150, 150. So 150, and now 100 and 200, so 300. So 150 and 300 should be our output in terms of revenue. So here I am considering the sum of revenue for these two customers only, but product not in Photoshop. In group by, because of aggregate function we have used, we need to do group by customer ID. So now let me execute this query. So as I have explained, 123, 150 and 300 should be our answer. We are not calculating the revenue of Photoshop category. And this will be completely eliminating because 234 has not buy the Photoshop product. So this is clear, guys. So we will stop over here and we will discuss the few more queries from next weekend.
Harshit,
Yes.
hello. Yeah. I want to tell that. Can you please upload this video to YouTube?
Yes. I am just uploading after the completion of today's class. I will upload it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Asit Bipin this side. Would you like to share this data as well for these tables which we have created here in the YouTube?
Yes. I will share everything, but in one video I can't put everything in the text. So you all can drop your email ID over here, and then I will separately mail you all the scripts.
So shall I write there in the chat box itself?
Yes, sure, yes.
Okay.
Everyone can write those who require the script.
Arshit, hi, this is Mehak. Can you also mail the scripts which were used yesterday?
Okay, sure. I will share the yesterday script as well in the email.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Harshit, but thank you for this class. These questions are very helpful.
okay. Yes, sure. Thanks. Let me just please write the email